Hey guys, welcome back to my video. So in today's video, episode 2 of sewing my Pinterest board, I will be making a 2-piece lounge set with this 2 yards. So this was $3 for 2 yards at Walmart, and it's a very nice soft fabric. It is 100% polyester, but honestly I bought this a very long time ago. So that's what we're going to get started using today. Okay, so honestly, it might be a little bit see-through, but I'm probably just gonna wing it and decide to just do the one layer because there's just not gonna be enough fabric. I'm hoping that, you know, once it goes on your body, it really won't be that bad. So that is what we're gonna do. So these are going to be the pants I'm modeling it off of. I think it won't be as boxy, but in terms of like the looser fit, that's what I'm going for. And I'll probably add some pockets and some detailing. And then for the top, we are mimicking this diamond top. And if I do have enough fabric, I will probably end up doing a tube top as well. So here we are just laying out the fabric, basically trying to figure out which way to have it on the table. That way we preserve as much fabric as possible. And I figured out this fabric was extremely thin and slinky and stretchy, which typically I like, but this one was definitely overboard, which might be why it was $3. Anywho, as you see, I'm smoothing it out, and once you smooth it out one area, it like bunches up in the other area. So that's giving you an idea of what I was dealing with. Also, I decided to just use an old pattern that I made a while ago for some joggers. So that's what I'm using instead of the black pants I had on earlier in the clips. Now we're just cutting everything out. These electric cutters are honestly so amazing because with this type of fabric especially, it just makes things a lot more easier to cut everything. And honestly, I found myself using these now more than like a regular pair of scissors. So yeah, definitely worth it if you want to check those out. Going forward, I brought these pants to the iron because again, they were just like all over the place. Like it was just wrinkly, it was just crunching up. And then I went to serge it, which serging definitely made it a lot easier. But I see what people mean when they say like stretchy fabric is the worst to work with. I like stretchy fabric, but this is a different type of stretchy fabric. And you see how big these are, but they're gonna fit me like perfectly once I put the waistband on. Band. So this is how it's looking. As you see, it's pretty huge. Well, you saw when I put it on, it is pretty huge. So all I'm going to do is fold over these edges. The edges are raw here. I'm just going to fold them over like 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to sew all the way around, leaving about 2 or 3 inches opening, and then we're just going to feed this through, and that will make everything fit. Now, if you guys have any tips for sewing with stretchy fabrics, please let me know in the comments. It's also crazy because after I went through all this struggle sewing this waistband, it ended up being a mess. So I had to redo and undo everything and sew another waistband, which was easier but still a mess. Inserting the waistband here, this is where I'm probably thinking, oh, I'm almost done with this. This is gonna turn out so great, until I realize, no, it doesn't. Okay, so these are the pants, and I think they fit pretty well for the most part. The only thing is I messed up on the waistband. This side here, as you can see, it's like scrunched up, bunched up a lot more than this side. So we're just going to cut it off anyways, and then I'll have to attach another waistband. And then I'll also be using like the same, well, I don't actually have gray thread, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. But yeah, we'll see what color we use, and then we'll finish the top portion of it. And then I think I may take some off the crotch area because it looks kind of like odd. Like it seems like a lot of fabric there. Otherwise, it's like the perfect type of fit that I do want it to be. I would have just seam ripped it, to be honest, but being that this fabric is extremely stretchy and lightweight. It just wasn't working to do it that way, and the thread is just very intertwined into the knit, so that wouldn't have worked. So that's why we're just cutting it off, and then I'll have to add some more fabric, which luckily we do have enough of. Finally, we got to start working on the top portion, which was the easiest portion. And here is just a little hole, so I sewed around the edges and left a hole, so that when we turn it inside out, we were sewing right sides together. So once you turn it out and just pluck out all the edges, pluck out the tie strings, then you'll see it comes to be a beautiful diamond top. And then this hole here, you just want to sew a straight stitch, or you can hand sew that. So we are finally finished, and here is the top piece. And then the pants you can't really see. Here's the back. Pants. So honestly, as far as the pants goes, this fabric is extremely just stretchy and like it's on the thinner side. So the pants aren't really as good as I had planned them to be. Like there's just some weird twisting going on because this was just not really a good fabric for these pants, I don't think. But other than that, like I think this is a cute-ish little outfit. I think I like the top. I really like these diamond shaped tops, but I think the concept was good, but the fabric just wasn't really, this is just not the type of fabric that I would suggest to make something like this. Or maybe I'm just not that good at this stuff. Ooh, my back, you know? But other than that, I think it's cute. It's very simple. This was pretty easy to make. Again, it did take me some extra time just because fabric was so slinky and twisty. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Bye. Thank you for watching.